Everyone, Black Ninja here. Just gonna show you a beginner's guide for LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed. So, the first team, a beginner's team you'll want to go after is the Pirates. So, Bart, Valiant, Scarlet, Redbeard, and Argenta. Argenta can be farmed from the campaigns. She also can be bought from the mashup store, but it's pretty expensive, which is why you should go after Bart from that store. And I think you should do this method where you buy Scarlet from the arena store one day, and then Valiant on another day, and then just loop. People do recommend using LeQuay because he is kind of a quick farm. You need him for the Imperials event, but I feel like that team isn't really important until later, so you can just farm him but just not actually use him. I think the arena store method works instead. Redbeard, you can earn him from your daily quests and get 3 tiles a day. And as for the next faction, oh wait, actually not yet. Actually, for the sets, you can start off using Raft Raiders, but eventually you'll want to switch to, not that, you'll want to switch to the Forbidden Island. And the next faction is Castle. It is useful for the Scrolls event. At first, Scrolls don't seem to run out, but once you start to level up higher, they start to disappear. I would recommend Barnabas, Gogo, Brutus, Verda, and Headley. Headley is not great, considering he isn't even King's Court, but he's really quick to farm, and you can't use Magisto because he does not have enough achievements to be taken to 7 stars. You can see I still have 3 left, but even then it's still not enough. And Verda, you can buy her from the mashup store, but I wouldn't really recommend that because you need to focus on others like Bart. So I'd recommend farming her for the campaigns. And Gogo also from the campaigns, as well as Barnabas. And Headley you can farm from Monolith Waste, and Brutus from the arena store. The next faction is City. This team is useful for the ability materials event. Sal, Trent, Aurora, Chef, and Ash. Ash can be bought from the arena store, as well as you can earn some extra tiles from Brickspedition and some weekly event that requires Explorer heroes. And Sal, Trent, and Chef can be farmed from Monolith Waste, and Aurora can be farmed from the campaigns. And Clay and Iggy are really light game, but I wouldn't really recommend touching them because they're just kind of trash. And Poppy and Chuck, you can use them early game, but at one point you should stop using them once you get access to better people. And Primo, well, he's not bad. It's just by the time you gain access to him, you won't really need him. And then the next faction is Space. There is a weekly gear event, but the gear's kind of random, so I'm not sure if it's worth it. But if you really want to do it, you can farm Reed, Kelvin, Dwayne, and Locust from Monolith Waste, and Cold from the campaigns. And then the rest of these characters are event exclusive. Well, Jens and Kartovsky can be bought from the Master Store, which you gain that by collecting 7-star hero tiles, but still, I don't really think they're important right now. And this faction, Ninjago, I would totally recommend full-on skipping it because it doesn't really help progress with anywhere other than their own event. Well, I mean, but at least grind Zane since you need him for Andreas, and Jay is helpful if you need him for the Techie All-Star to get some extra gens tiles. And then this team is kind of intransitive, so just don't really touch it. Intransitive means it doesn't help progress with anywhere else. I got that from my friend Grant. And as for the store, well, now Princess Storm, well, she recently got the King's Court tag, but it's just the thing is, she's kind of slow to farm, and I just feel like there are better choices to use for the Scrolls event than Storm. The arena store, so just buy Scarlet on one day, buy Valiant on one day, and then if you have to pick between Ash and Brutus. It's up to you. And as for this store, just buy ability materials and set tools, because here's the problem with Castaway Hank. By the time you get him maxed out, you won't be using pirates anymore. And for the Master Store, just go after Willa first, and then Jens, and then Kartovsky. And then a mid-game team is probably the magical and spooky team. That means Magisto, he can be gotten from achievements. Wu, he needs 5 or 6 star pirates. And then Willa can be gotten from the Master Store, as well as the Spooky All-Star, which, where is... Oh, actually, I'll get to that later. And then the rest of these guys are kind of more exclusive, so just ignore them. And then... Where's that other... Oh, there it is. And then Slimer, he kind of needs the Ghostbusters at 5 stars, and their drop rates are really awful, so I don't think he's important. And then Basil has his own event, which it just ended yesterday, and if you want to try and get him, you'll have to wait. Scully and Grimhelma, pretty easy to get. The event actually is coming this Friday. They don't have any restrictions, so I think you should be able to get them. And is there anything else? Nope, doesn't look like it. Well, I mean, oh yeah. This team. Oh yeah, Classic Space. It's currently the meta. It recently got nerfed, but that barely did anything to them. It barely did anything to them. So Alan, you can get from the Early Adopters event, which requires the Alpha Sentry Outpost set at 4 stars. Which requires this set at 4 stars. Sorry about the pause. Someone was talking to me. And then... which you also need Quincy and Dwayne and Reed at 4 stars, whereas Quincy's, he's event exclusive. And then for Leo, you'll need the set Quincy, Alan, Reed, and Dwayne at 5 stars. Andrew needs Yeti, Aurora, Cold, Zane and Kelvin at 5 stars. Zane can be bought for the mashup store, but I feel like you should just focus on Bart first. And then Jens can be gotten from the master store and the Techie All-Star. But also the set. Okay, so for the mid-game sets, you'll want to do Trader Transport. Magisto's Tower is another option, but it can only be gotten from Brickspedition, so I don't think it's the right choice. And then for the late game set is the Galactic Explorer, which can be gotten from Monolith Waste. And that's all I have for now.